Now I'm fine working in the text dot.
Mhm. I mean, I can show you. Should be quick. Make sure, first of all, to open the software from here. Don't open the file. You know, like
Right.
open ORD, then browse to the file. Don't do the browse to the file and then open ORD. All right, so right now I'm using the custom text dot. Okay, this is the important part. Here, I can create a work set. Call it, for example, CR 332, and then I can specify a root folder. So, for example, here I'm working under desktop, training project files, model. Okay. I want it to always take me to that folder, and every time I select that work set. So you see here, I don't even have to copy paste it. Like it already created a folder, but here it's creating like a subfolder called CR 332. So I can just remove these. Just gotta do some manual manipulation. I just said okay. So now if I hit browse, it takes me to the model folder right away.
And
I created those folders as well for me. I don't
I noticed you
necessarily need to. But
when you were creating the work set, you didn't use the template part. Is that because I thought you had to set that to text dot, but is that not?
the templates, wait, sorry, say that again.
Like when you do like create work set, it
Mhm.
it has an option like right underneath where you name it, where it says like template.
Oh, let's see. So it has the root folder.
Like up name description.
Oh, this is a work set template.
Right.
What it is just folder structure template.
Okay.
How do you want to divide your folders? Yeah, exactly. Not a big deal.
So you're saying text I have a whole system of folders,
Yeah.
design, drainage, things like that?
Yeah. So now I've created this work set. That's fine. It's not going to change anything. So let me go to the corridor again. Right now, what we're gonna do is create a template for the ditch, like a smart template that I can control with a flow line. So something more closer to a real project. But before I do that, we're gonna create some right-of-way lines just to give myself some limits on how far can this corridor go.
I have a right of way.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead and send it. I don't know. Have I showed you before how to create the right-of-way lines?
I think that I just literally took our we have like a thing we can reference and it has our right of way lines. I think I just have microstation lines.
Yeah, so we need to create open roads right-of-way lines. Okay, so here it's asking me, do you want to use this new work set or do you want to use the one from before? All right, did you send it?
Yes.
So we're gonna start with that before we come back to here. That way we can, draw the ditching according to the right-of-way limits. So let's create the right-of-way file. I'm just gonna create a new file. It's gonna be a 2D seed. Just call it right-of-way. Okay. If I go too fast, let me know. So brand new file. I'm gonna reference in the one that you just sent me, which is the 2D line work. Okay. Looks like this. That's an interesting right-of-way.
We changed the route of the road.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh, so there was proposed right-of-way.
There was an existing like old farm road, and then they wanted to straighten it out and increase the speed limit, because it used to be like almost like two right angles. Now it's like,
Oh, I feel like this.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. All right, so let's see. This is actually has some profiles in here.
I did this so long ago.
That's fine. What I'm gonna do is just merge it into master, and this should convert it to 2D line work. Cool. Now I have those microstation lines. Let me just attach the existing terrain. Activate it.
Did you drop the right of way line? Mine's a smart line.
Yeah, what I did was I merged it into master from the reference dialog.
I thought I did. It took away the reference.
Yeah, it does take away the reference, but then I dropped it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that-
Mine's like one.
It's like a cell. Yeah. Now, what I notice is there's a lot of gaps in this right away. Ideally, you would ask the surveyor to fill in those gaps, right? Like they didn't get enough points. Their contract says, get everything existing within the right of way, plus 1 foot. But apparently they did it. So usually you would want to go back to them and tell them, hey, like we need the existing ground here. It's missing. But what I do sometimes as a simple fix is select the existing ground. So I'm gonna go ahead and select it in the profile and then go to create best fit profile. Just do a 0 offset. Everything 0. That way it just, fills in the gaps pretty much for me. Cool. We're done on this side. Oh. Gotta do this as well. Actually, let me just merge both of these together. Delete this. All right. Geometry, complex geometry. I'm gonna create a linear right away. Existing right away exists right. This is the feature I'm gonna choose for this one. So do the same thing on the left. I think this one is already complex. Okay. So I'll do the same thing on the left. Right away exists left. And accept. Now I have these two complexes.
What were you doing in the modified, again, in the modified to pull down, what were you doing in the were you doing anything in the modified?
No, not modifying the complex by element. I just complexed those two and gave them the right feature definition. That way when I cut my sections, I see like right away right away left, exist right away, or proposed right away. Because when I cut the sections, these will show up as a cell, like a marker, showing me where the right away is. So again, I'm gonna open the profile view of the complex and do a best fit on this one. Same thing on the left side. And that's it. Should be ready. With me
So
up to
did
here?
you do it on the right hand left?
Yeah. All right. I'm done with this file. Now I'm gonna go back to the corridor file. I'm gonna attach the right-of-way file. Now I can see where my right-of-way is. It looks like right-of-way starts around here, so I'll start my project here. All right, everything else looks good. If I were to look at a cross section now, see we have the right-of-way markers. How do I open the cross section?
Oh, wait. Yeah.
I click on the corridor. Yeah. Let's take a look at some of the things we can do that are quick and relatively easy to do. Say I just want to do daylighting and tie in before the right of way. There's this section from here to here. You can see it in plan view. It's going outside the right of way. with this 10-to-1 slope. Let's go back to the template, make sure we have that thing turned on. If you notice, this is the text.1, so you gotta go to File, Open, and open the one that we have in the model folder. All right, this one. All right. If I double click on the point for the 10-to-1, are you here? Okay. So we can give it a label for the slope and call it right slope, something like that. Okay.
The 10-to-1, 3-1, do they get mislabeled?
Where?
Like, okay. Yes.
And ideally, I would want to call this, some proper name, like 10-to-1. Then this one, maybe 3-to-1. And we want to also identify the right and left. So 10-to-1, right. Okay. I gave my label right slope. I'm just gonna do it on one side for now, just to kind of demonstrate the idea. I'm gonna close and save, and then resync the corridor. Nothing will happen, okay? But what I did was I created something called Parametric Constraint, okay? So under the Edit Tools, the one in the middle called Create Parametric Constraint, click on it, select the corridor, and this is where I choose the limits of where I want to apply this parametric constraint. So I want to tell it from here to here, for example. And you can see the labels that we have in that template. You can flip through them. The one that we're interested in is the right slope. This is the one that we created. And now it tells me by default it's 10%. What do you want to use? So I can tell it, for example, minus 25%, for example. Stop value also minus 25%. Then it just pushes it inside through these limits to 25%. Over here, because we pushed it to 25%, tying in a lot sooner. Which is, it's always good to have just some manual modeling eventually. Manual, like ditch grading. So I can also tell it, just follow the right of way. Whatever the elevation of the right of way is, just follow that. So how do I do that? Also, multiple ways. So right now we applied the parametric constraint, right? So I don't confuse you. I go to the corridor objects and go to parametric constraint, I can see it here. Okay. So if I don't want this anymore, I can just delete it. The bucket tool, the blue bucket. Yeah, so I deleted it, and now everything is back to normal, as if I didn't apply it. So say I want to have it follow that right-of-way line. Then I go to the parametric constraint, I can see it here. Okay. So if I don't want this anymore, I can just delete it. The bucket tool, the blue bucket. Yeah, so I deleted it, and now everything is back to normal, as if I didn't apply it. So say I want to have it follow that right-of-way line. there's another tool called what's it called? Create point control.
So my order objects is like really squished. I can't even see what I'm,
Let me
I
see.
can't figure out how to expand it.
Yeah, that's fine. Looks okay. Let's go to the parametric constraint. This is the parametric constraint that we did. All right, so the point control, which is the last one here, create point control. Choose and then choose the corridor. And for me, like what I'm gonna do is have it follow the right-of-way line all the way to here, from the beginning of the project all the way to here. Oh, it's under edits again. Then create point control. All right, now it tells me which corridor do you want to use. So it's going to be this corridor. I'm going to start here at the beginning of the project and end it right here. Description, I'm just going to tell it right away seek, for example. Just something descriptive to tell it what this thing is doing. Okay. Now it tells me which point do you want to have follow the right of way. So the point, I have to go to the dialog here on the left and choose the point from the template. So in my template, I have the 10-to-1 right, correct? But I don't see it here. And the reason is because I have the name override thing turned on. I have to use this name, the ditch flow line right. So ditch flow line right, I'll choose this one. Now it asks me for the mode. I want it to follow both, right? Vertical and horizontal. I don't want to keep that 10-to-1 and just make it stop at the right of way. No, I want it to follow vertically as well. So I'll change it to both. And then the control type is linear geometry because we're making it follow a linear line. We're not asking it to follow a feature definition or some type of other corridor. So we just choose linear geometry, accept that. And then I click on the right-of-way line. Click on this. Then accept active profile, yes, which is like the active profile inside that right-of-way line. Secondary alignment, no. Then priority 1, 0 offsets. That's it. Cool. Now I see this purple point. You guys see that? That is telling me that now there's a point control. And if I flip through those sections, you'll see it's always following that right-of-way line. Vertically and horizontally. Did it work?
I think I have my alignment flipped, but I'm not concerned.
What happened?
I think I have my right or
Oh,
okay,
okay, left, right, and left, right, left. Yeah.
but I get the images.
Okay. So, can you guys tell me the difference between the two, the parametric constraint and the point control?
Is point control like where the point is gonna show up, and the parametric constraint is like how the element is gonna interact between points? Or am I'm guessing, I should guess.
Yeah, I mean, somewhat like that, but what I meant is what the difference in how they're being applied. One is modifying something inside the template. So like a width or a slope you know, it's modifying something inside the template for a specific station range or like a section. Whereas the other one, it just keeps everything as is, but it's making a point follow some other geometry. Like one is modifying template inside the template, and the other is modifying the corridor to follow a line or follow
So the point control has,
a point control basically modifies corridor to follow a geometry or feature definition. The other one just modifies the template like directly.
modifies corridor to, sorry,
Follow geometry.
and then parametric constraint modifies the template.
Exactly. So a parametric constraint, for example, can be used to modify the thickness of the concrete, or it can be used to modify the slope of the road even. Like say you have super elevation and you want to change it from like -2 to 2%, for example. You can do it through parametric constraints. You just tell it from this station to this station, go from -2% to +2%.
And then the point control will show like how far out or close it ends up on the.
Yeah, point control can only control it to follow something else.
Right.
So I can draw like an edge of pavement line and have it follow that horizontally, which we're gonna do that next.
Yeah, so we're gonna have the. Excuse me.
You're good.
Lunch haunts me out.
I
But
know, so.
so we're gonna use the point control to follow like the ditch flow line, like you said.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You're getting to where I'm leading to. Before that, I wanted to do some like kind of pavement widening to show you if we have like a widened section, how we do that. All right, let me turn off a few references. It's just becoming too much clutter.
I find that one of the things kind of difficult to follow is a lot of times you're clicking either on the corridor or on the line itself, but it
Mhm.
seems like I could by accident select the wrong line.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just following prompts. So when I clicked on the point control thing, it tells me locate corridor. So I just go and select the corridor. Like usually just follow the heads up commands. You know, I don't have these memorized even. If there's nothing that shows up on the mouse or like on the screen, look at the bottom left here. Create point control, locate corridor. So
How do you still have stuff in your profile?
I'm sorry.
Oh my god. How do you still have stuff in your cross-section view? Because mine, after I turned off all of the attachments, just
Oh, you're probably in 3D then. Make sure you're not in the 3D model. Because if it's turned off in 3D, it's turned off in cross-section view. That's the rule.
I have a 2D, like we're in a 2D file.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which
view
model?
control plan cross-section. And select.
Okay. Corridor. You don't have to turn it on.
It's just
Nothing.
a blue dot.
Go to the next section. There you go. Next section. Okay. Oh, I think I know what you did. Go to references and turn everything on here. So what you did is you turned off the references in the cross section.
Oh, okay, I was in there when I did it. I didn't know those were.
Yeah, those are different. So look at this, like how sensitive this is. I mean, you don't get to notice these things once you become experienced, like you don't think about them anymore, but you see how this is blue, this is gray. Let me open the list of references. Right now, all my references are turned off, okay? If I click here, now we have all of them on. those are different references than the ones I get if I click on this view. Depending on which view I'm active in, it shows me those references for that. So what you did is you turned off those.
There used to be a way to show you when you were just looking at the interface, whether you were in a 2D or 3D file. It might have even said it at the top or on view, like 3D or something. Is there something down here that tells you where you're in 2 or 3 without clicking on the
Yeah.
screen and seeing that there's no Z?
Yeah, so you see this box over here
Or,
where my mouse is?
Yeah.
If this is a square, like a gray square, you're in 2D.
okay.
But if you're in 3D, open a 3D view. Look how this changes to like a blue cube type of thing. That tells me that this is a 3D model. Although they look almost the same. I mean, they look identical. It's just that this one has a Z.
That's crazy. You're actually in 3D in a view. You can have to switch in files. So you're just, yeah, that's weird.
What is weird? That you're in both views?
Well, no, that I have 3D and 2D views.
Oh yeah, no, it's
It's
not.
the files. You either get into a 3D file or you get into 2D file. If
Yeah.
you got both, you got them to handle to the views.
Yeah.
Okay. Flip.
It's the 3D is really for viewing, nothing else. Like we don't do anything in here. All right, coming back here. I turned these off mainly because I wanted to like reduce the clutter.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So
You too.
you guys want to take a break?
Yeah, just a second. I got my notification that
Oh,
I was running
it's
late.
due. Yeah, it's okay. Let me stop the recording then.
this may happen.